These are all the people in the Palisades that have been cited.
Right.
This isn't good to see this.
Brush clearing concern across LA. Demand is up, but resources are down. KCAL News investigates.
I think homeowners are going to be worried over that.
Plus, SoCal Edison removes more towers near the Eaton fire origin point, but the work took a bumpy turn.
And the fires took away their school and robot, but these kids fought back.
We still had a chance at winning because we had all the steps to build the robot. I was like, okay, let's just build a new robot.
The power of resilience and teamwork, one code at a time. Welcome to Rebuilding SoCal, our commitment to give you the very latest developments in the wake of the fires. I'm Juan Fernandez.
And I'm Amy Johnson. Here at KCAL, you and your stories matter, and we will keep you at the forefront of our coverage as we rebuild SoCal.
That's right. We'll be here on Fridays at 4:30 on KCAL. You can also find this half hour on our YouTube page and website.
And we're going to get answers and hold leaders accountable while showcasing Southern California solidarity and strength, because we stand with you.
That's right. We start with the work being done to determine the cause of the Eaton fire.
Crews removed more SoCal Edison towers near the origin point this week. Mike Rogers has the latest on this development from the desk.
Yeah, so Southern California Edison has been doing this work for several days. The whole goal here is to remove two of these towers that are suspected to have been part of the cause of the Eaton fire and get them to a lab where they can really analyze them. I want to show you some video from SoCal. SoCal was overhead most of the week here while they were doing this work. You see that person there up on that tower. Now remember, the two towers that they're removing are towers that actually haven't been used or energized in over 50 years. But the working theory is that during the high winds in January, somehow they became energized. Watch this. As Southern California Edison was removing one of the towers, whoops, smacked right into those high tension power lines. The good news though is that they are de-energized and have been de-energized since the January fire. Edison tells me they'll have to get up there and inspect that damage to see what or if any repairs need to be made to it. Meanwhile, the towers that they removed will be taken to a warehouse in the San Gabriel Valley where they can get a really good look at it. Now remember, all of the lawsuits that are involved in this, the plaintiffs want a chance to look at those towers as well. So does LA County Fire and so does Southern California Edison. Now that they're off the hillside and they will be taken to that warehouse, they'll really be able to get a good look at exactly what those towers can tell them about the potential cause of the Eaton fire. Of course, nobody has listed an official cause for either the Eaton or the Palisades fires.
And serious concern coming from LA firefighters in the wake of the Eaton and Palisades fires. A KCAL investigation has found that the amount of brush inspections they have to do is up while their resources are down.
And all of this coming during Fire Prevention Week. Senior reporter Ross Palumbo joins us now, has the story, and it's something you'll see only here on KCAL News. Ross.
Well, Juan and Amy, firefighters say they simply need more inspectors and more support staff, just as they're sending out the brush clearance notices for this year. They're sending them out right now at this month. Excessive brush, of course, can be fuel for fires, and when the land isn't cleared, fire inspectors are needed to cite the owners. And then the most extreme cases bring in contractors like this to clear the brush for public safety. Well, we found those extreme cases were actually up across the entire city last year, and the Palisades had one of the most extreme examples.
But it's like, you know, they can have this piece of land that looks beautiful, but yet they may not be doing the required upkeep and maintenance, and then it comes at a huge price, which we're possibly the victims of.
And this isn't the only heavily cited property in the Palisades. Data we've obtained shows 49 properties have been cited and cleared by LAFD contractors in the last 5 years. More than a third of those cited and cleared more than once. Some are empty parcels of land or parcels with unoccupied homes. Most have fines in the thousands of dollars. And many of these parcels now sit next to burned out homes.
These are all the people in the Palisades that have been cited.
Right.
This isn't good to see this, clearly.
Obviously, we want to have everybody, clear their brush.
This didn't help. though, did it?
No.
Well, if this was cleared, could they have had a fighting chance?
Could they? Possibly.
And while sifting through the debris and the brush data, we found there are other clearance issues, not only in the area just behind this home, but near several homes across the entire city. There were 10,827 first inspection citations last year, 1,465 second inspection citations, and while those numbers are down, the number of properties the fire department had to ultimately clear was up 20% to 566.
You're laying off people right when you need to be hiring.
Correct.
And there's still a budget crunch.
Correct.
Think homeowners are going to be worried over that?
Probably.
Should they be?
I assume so, yeah. I mean, I would be.
Well, very troubling there, coming from the fire captain himself. He says he's had to lay off 2 support staffers and will lay off 1 more next month. The mayor has recently proposed adding 227 new fire personnel in her budget, you'll remember. But that captain says he doesn't believe that means any more resources for him or for brush clearance inspections. And all of this while the amount of fire inspections in severe fire hazard zones has actually gone up. According to CAL FIRE, now they have 20 to 30% more ground they have to cover, and that means more inspections. Fewer resources, more inspections. If you want to look at the complete investigation, of course, it's available right now on our website, kcalnews.com.
And what do homeowners want the city to do now that you brought this to everyone's attention?
You know, homeowners are so shocked that this has been going on. That Palisades property, 19 years, year after year after year, getting cited once, twice, then having to have the city come in and clear the brush. They want the city to figure out a way to stop this from happening sooner. 19 years is a long time to have a problem. Can you imagine that property in back of your house or your house with brush growing every single year? It takes them 2.5 months to come out after citing the first time to actually come in and cut it down for you. And the worst part, when the city moves in and cuts it down,
They bill you, right?
no, they bill us.
Oh.
First they bill the homeowner, but when the homeowner doesn't pay, like in that Palisades case,
Yeah.
it's our tax money that's used, and they put a lien on the property, but many times they're not recovering it.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, Ross, thank you very much.
Of course.
Meanwhile, the LA County Board of Supervisors is taking action against unresponsive property owners. Supervisors approved an ordinance requiring fire debris removal at lots where owners didn't sign up for the federal program or hire their own contractor. If owners don't clear the debris by June 30th, the county will then step in to do the work and first bill the owners. The fires changed their lives forever. The struggle goes even deeper for families with children with special needs, with shattered routines and safe spaces.
Yeah, Rudabeh Shabazi shines a light on a group that's become a lifeline for many families.
The piece came off of this, but it's still intact.
It's beautiful.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Felicia Ford's daughter, Faith, loves to drink tea, which is why this tea set, pulled from the ashes of what used to be their home, is extra meaningful.
She kept saying, I want to go home. I want to go do something. I want to go whatever. And I kept telling her that our house burned down in a fire.
Ford, a single mom, had just achieved her dream of owning a home 6 months before the devastating Eaton fire took it all away. Everything but her spirit.
I can do this because my daughter didn't breathe for 11 minutes at birth, so she has cerebral palsy. And I said, I can do a fire.
Ford is a devoted mother to 3 biological children, one of whom has special needs.
Did you smile?
She also opened her home and her heart to foster 2 other children, one of whom also requires additional care.
This experience has been very unique for us, dealing with the tragedy of losing our home.
Did you talk to Marcos?
Crystal Williams with the Special Needs Network says the challenge is made greater because children with special needs benefit from routine and structure.
These families no longer have their home, but the child has lost their routine, their consistency, and that impacts their development.
Ford says the uncertainty takes a toll, but she was heartened to see her special needs community step up.
We help each other, and that's who came to my aid. It was not big companies and all this stuff. It was nonprofits, churches, special needs parents, special needs network.
Following the fire, dozens of special needs families face the same devastating situation. The Special Needs Network is a a grassroots nonprofit serving Black and brown communities dealing with developmental disabilities, and stepped in to provide much needed support.
And we have started an initiative called Adopt a Family, and currently we have 50 families that we are working with.
A big part of this initiative is the focus on mental health.
We have a program called Blues, where we are working with youth who are working through depression and other type of mental health issues. We're also working on the parents' mental health and helping them realize that they're just not mom, dad, grandma, but they're also a person in their self as well.
As for Ford, she says she sets the pace for how her children deal with this tragedy. Through that hardship and this one, she continues to look for the silver lining.
I won't be crying about this in 2, 3, 4 years. It's just another experience, and it creates this mosaic of what life is and was and will be, and that's it.
And if you know someone struggling or looking for help with mental health, we have a list of resources on our website, kcalnews.com/mental health awareness.
They're crucial for recovery. A look at how many building permits have been issued so far next.
Carter is fixing this part right here, which is the intake.
Well, the fire burned their school and their robot, but not their spirit. How this young team still landed a spot at the World Championships.
And we've partnered with the American Red Cross to help fire victims. If you'd like to donate, scan the QR code on your screen or go to redcross.org/KCAL.
Hey there, I'm assignment editor Mike Rogers at the desk. Building permits are at top of mind for people who have lost everything in both the Eaton and Palisades fire. And as part of our commitment to holding public leaders accountable, we're keeping track of exactly how many permits have been issued for both of those fires. And today, we're getting those numbers. I want to show them to you. And we'll start in the Palisades fire, where the rebuilding effort has been going a lot quicker than some of the areas. The city of Los Angeles tells me that as of this week, they've issued 39 permits for rebuilding in the Palisades area. Now remember, these fires didn't burn just in one city. Some of them are in unincorporated areas. Some of them are in other cities. That is true in Palisades, where the county of Los Angeles says for their unincorporated areas, they have issued 1 permit. The city of Malibu says they've not issued any at all yet. I want to take you over to the Eaton fire. We'll tell you about those numbers. This was a groundbreaking when Supervisor Catherine Barger was there announcing the first permit issued. So far in the unincorporated area of LA County for the Eaton fire, they have issued 5 rebuilding permits. The city of Pasadena, which had about 150 structures destroyed, have yet to issue any permits yet. Now, there is another city, Sierra Madre, which we are working on getting numbers for. We've asked them a couple of times for them. They're working on gathering those for us, so we'll be sure to let you know when we have those. Now, it's also important to understand that when you see those zeros or those 5, the lower numbers here, that doesn't mean that people are not trying to rebuild their homes or trying to get those permits. Both the cities and the counties have told me that there is a lot of permits that have been submitted that are now going through that approval process. Remember, it's not just, hey, I need a permit, here you go. You've got to submit building plans. It's a very long process. Now, all of the entities involved, the public entities involved, has said they are trying to streamline that process and issue as many permits as fast but as safely as they can. So while you do see some of those low numbers, it is important to note that all of the agencies involved have said they have received a lot of building plans and are going through them as quickly as they can to hopefully get those permits issued and get construction going and get homes rebuilt for people who so desperately need them.
Well, resilience at a young age. The Palisades fire destroyed the competition robot for the robotics team at Marquez Elementary.
Yeah, but it didn't stop them from quickly rebuilding a new machine and earning a spot at the World Championships in Dallas next week.
Rena Nakano shows us their journey to the top.
This goal means so much more than a point at a robotics competition. It's about experiencing simple joys.
Robotics is fun to me.
When 4th grader Stevie Michaels joined the Marquez Charter Elementary robotics team last fall, it was the highlight of his life.
He's the coder on the team, and I don't even know what he's doing. It is so above and beyond anything I can even grasp.
He and teammates Winston Tyre, Charlie Liu, Milo Rotter, and Carter Ryerson spent months coding, designing, building, and rebuilding the robot called Hole-in-One. But on January 7th, everything changed. Marquez Elementary was one of 3 schools lost in the Palisades fire. By now, most of the rubble has been cleared. Only a few things remain on campus, like the statue and half of a playground.
With everything gone, no robots, no equipment, no tools, no school, everyone had given up on the competition.
Until
it was a community, other coaches from other teams emailed me and texted me right away saying, how can we help?
within days, donations, parts, and competition kits arrived at their temporary school. The only problem, they only had 2 days to build before the district competition. For Stevie, it was a no-brainer.
We still had a chance at winning because we had all the steps to build the robot. I was like, okay, let's just build a new robot.
Thankfully, their designs were stored in the cloud. The team got right back to work. Parents say the kids needed this.
Having that routine back, you know, when people weren't living in their normal homes and in their normal communities, it meant the world to them.
In February, they won at the district competition. In March, they cruised through states, and last month, they wowed the judges at nationals in Iowa and punched their ticket to Worlds on May 12. They're now making final adjustments to their robot.
Carter is fixing this part right here, which is the intake.
So it's in tip-top winning condition. But more importantly, these resilient kids are simply having fun.
It's about problem solving over and over again, and I think that that's what they're doing in their lives right now, not just in robotics, but with their lives.
In West LA, I'm Rena Nakano, KCAL News.
Love those kids,
Yeah,
right?
Marquez Strong.
A welcome sign in the Pacific Palisades.
That's right, a restaurant reopened serving a side of hope and normalcy.
Plus, champs on and off the field, how the Rams are showing their thanks to local teachers.
This is the most beautiful sound in the world right now, and I haven't heard this in a long time.
Dinner is served once again. Prima Cantina on Sunset Boulevard reopened on Cinco de Mayo. The Malibu Pacific Palisades Chamber of Commerce says business has been down 70% since the Palisades fire. Locals say they dream of the day their community thrives again. Well, it's Teacher Appreciation Week, and the LA Rams are getting involved.
As Jamie Maggio reports, members of the team and staff stopped by Mary W. Jackson Elementary School in Altadena to really show their thanks.
I was amazed when I received the call from the LA Rams. I'm excited to have them here on campus. I'm a big fan of theirs, and just to have them come and serve lunch to our teachers is just an exciting time.
The Rams hit the road for Teacher Appreciation Week, and Mary W. Jackson Elementary School in Altadena was one of their stops. The school was closed for weeks following the Eaton fire in January.
It's great that we're getting this appreciation. I mean, teachers are some of the unsung heroes of the community, and especially after all the devastation and the fires that we had here in Altadena, Pasadena, and Sierra Madre. It's great that the community's like backing us and supporting us, and most importantly, not just helping the teachers, but helping the kids.
Our teachers have shown up immediately after the fires, volunteering at food drives. Right when we were given the okay to come back on campus, they all showed up regardless of whether or not they lost their homes. They are here for our students.
It's the latest effort by the Rams to help those impacted by the wildfires. The team has hosted distribution events and football clinics, while Matthew Stafford and his wife Kelly provided new uniforms and equipment to Pasadena High School and youth football programs.
This community has been through so much, and teachers and all staff members have been anchors for all their students and their communities, and we feel honored to be here today to celebrate them. But me, myself, I want to become a teacher in the future, and I think it's important to come together as a community and show how grateful we are for their hard work and dedication.
For the Rams to come out here and take time out of their super busy schedule and recognize us and the teachers and the kids and to come out to the Altadena community, it just means the world to us. It just warms our hearts. It's awesome.
Well, CBS teamed up with Pasadena Humane as it celebrated its new fall lineup. The shelter helped thousands of displaced pets during the fires. They're still caring for nearly 100 animals whose families lost everything. They say space is really tight, and they're calling on all animal lovers to adopt or at least foster if they can.
I want to thank you for watching Rebuilding SoCal. I'm Juan Fernandez. We'll be back next Friday at 4:30 right here on KCAL.
And I'm Amy Johnson. You can also find the show on our YouTube page and our website.